I told you guys yesterday I was going to be sharing some really exciting news today, and here it is. We have listed our DVC membership for sale. Now, I know this sounds like such an obvious thing, like how come we haven't done it sooner? And it's because we're upside down in the loan. What we can sell it for, we're definitely going to owe more on the loan after. In order to release the title, the loan has to be satisfied in full, so we're going to be on the hook for whatever the balance is after selling it, and we just didn't have the money to pay off the extra balance. Now, that is still the case, but we have a plan. My husband and I were going through the numbers to see what made more sense: sit on this loan and pay on it until we would break even when we sell it, or sell it now, and then the leftover balance would be like somewhere between $7,000 and $8,000, and we could put that on a credit card. Hold on, I know, pay that off as soon as possible, and then just have the whole thing said and done. So we ran the numbers to see which one would make more financial sense, so here they are. Option 1 is keeping it and paying on it until we can break even. By just making our monthly payments, it would take 2.5 to 3 years before our principal amount would be low enough to break even when we sold. On top of that, we have annual dues that we have to keep current, so that would be January 27 and January 28. Those are about $1,400 a year. So going off of an average of, let's say, 33 months of payments, and we pay $397 a month plus the annual dues, between now and 33 months from now, we would spend about $16,000. But assuming we could sell it for around the same price we're trying to sell it for now, we could sell it for enough to break even and just be done with it. Option 2, selling it now. We're trying to sell it for $121 a point, and we have a 150-point contract. So that makes the sale price $18,150. But then there's an 8.5% commission fee from the agency, and then there's also a $150 fee. So that means that after selling it, we would take home $16,457.25. We just listed it this weekend, so let's say it takes around 60 days to sell. Our payoff at that point will be roughly $24,000. So to keep simple numbers, let's say we take home about $16,500 and then we owe $24,000. That means there'll be a $7,500 balance that we would be on the hook for. Now, our Chase credit card has a Chase pay over time option. And so instead of our normal like 26% annual interest rate, they charge a monthly fee, and it adds up to being around 22% interest for the year. And I know that doesn't sound like a huge saving, but it's on a 24-month payment plan. By doing that, our monthly payments would be $406, so barely more than what we're spending now monthly. We wouldn't have the annual dues like we have now. And by the end of the 24 months, we would technically spend around $2,200 in fees, aka interest. And altogether, the payments would add up to $9,764.40. But when you compare the two options, selling now is going to save us over $6,000. It'll be paid off about 6 months earlier than if we waited until we would break even. And by selling now, we're going to lower our total consumer debt balance by $16,000. I know that's a lot of numbers and a lot of math, and it's a little bit confusing, but all in all, it's definitely going to save us time and money. And I'm just going to be so relieved to have this off of our back. So say a prayer for us that it sells quickly. And if you have any questions about it, feel free to leave it in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and be sure to follow so you can stay tuned for updates. Have a great day. Love you. Bye.